Afternoon, Andoni.
Afternoon.
10 days or so left in the January transfer window. You've said in every single press conference you'd love to sign a striker, you need to sign a striker. Everyone is working behind the scenes to try and get you a striker. You've scored 11 goals in your last 3 games. Do you need a striker?
I think we need, yes, I think we need, and we are trying to find number 9. Is true, but it's also true that it's not easy to sign players in the winter market. But I know the club is trying. Obviously, there are no new news, but normally in the market also things happen very late in the window. No, we have the experiences always, and the club is working on it, but we don't know how it will finish the market. Yes.
Based on the performances you've had, the players that have scored goals and continue to score goals, if you weren't to get a striker in this window, would you be comfortable with what you have and have the belief in the players there at the moment?
Yes, my players, they are showing me that we can trust them, and they are performing very well in their position, in other positions, and they are keeping the performance level very high, and I hope they can continue like this, no? But I think like all the teams, we've lost Philip and Max, no, in this market, and number wise, no, we are quite thin. So I think that's the main reason, no, why we need one player. Yes.
Would your message to the Bournemouth fans be that we are working really hard? If we don't get a striker, there's a good chance we'll get someone in just to add something to the squad. Is that the plan?
The plan changes in the market very quickly. So one thing is what you want, what you need, and then especially in this winter market, probably you will not have your perfect scenario, the perfect player that adapts to your system, and so you will have to decide, I suppose, and we will talk, and the club will decide, and whatever is the situation after the market, we will be ready to fight, and we will be in a good spirit. But obviously, as long as we have a chance and the market is open, we will try to improve the team. Yes.
It's been a phenomenal season, and every single Bournemouth fan is loving watching their team at the moment. You're on a club record 10 Premier League games unbeaten. You went to Newcastle, who were themselves on a 9-game winning streak, and not only did you win, but you won convincingly. It seems like in the last few days, in the last week or so, everyone has sat up to take notice of Bournemouth. Suddenly, people are realising what Bournemouth fans have seen throughout the course of this season so far. Are you surprised at how much attention, how much recognition you're now getting, even though you've been doing this all season?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel it's something different from other weeks. I think probably we are happy because last results, and we are in a good run, and especially you play Chelsea, you play Newcastle away, you get some results. But I feel we are trying to do what we've been doing, no? As you said, all the season. We will try to keep this level of performance as long as we can, and but it doesn't get any easier. We know now the games we have now. We play Forest, we play Liverpool. Both of them are basically they are first and tied second. So the most difficult games probably you can find nowadays, and let's see if we are at that level, and if not, we have to continue also, performing. Yes.
There's been a lot of media attention, there's been a lot of nice things written about you and your side. A lot of fans at other clubs in the Premier League are saying, we should be getting Andoni Iraola. He's the best up-and-coming manager. He's the man to lead us forward. Big clubs in the Premier League. How does that sit with you?
I think you are not as good as when you win, and you are not as bad as when you lose. No, when you lose, everything is a disaster. When you win, everything is perfect, and all the decisions are good decisions. And no, I think we have to keep performing like we are doing. Still early in the season, still a lot of games to play. We are in a nice position now in the standings, but is to keep your position once you are in the top half, let's say, is difficult, because the teams around you, they normally win. So you have to keep performing in that level, and we'll see if we have the level, no, to be on that conversation.
Really insightful, interesting, intriguing game this weekend. Obviously, probably the two surprise packages of the season. Nottingham Forest, incredible campaign, currently 8 games unbeaten in the Premier League, against obviously Bournemouth, who have their record themselves. One interesting fact is that Nuno's side have the lowest possession over an average in the Premier League this season, just a shade over 39%. What does that tell you about the philosophy and the style? And with yourself being a transitional team, high press team, does this make for a really intriguing match?
It's going to be not intriguing. It's going to be a very difficult match for us. Very difficult. You said some stats. For me, they are coming from 7 wins and 1 tie against Liverpool. Basically, they are the most informed team of the league for me. Away from home, their numbers are, for me, ridiculous. They've won, I think, 7 games. They only lost 2, and City and Arsenal away. So we will have to be very, very, very good if we want to beat them. And is the truth, and we cannot fool ourselves. It's not gonna be easier than Chelsea away or Newcastle away, because they are even being better away. You talked about the possession. Defensively, they are elite, absolutely elite. You see the goals they concede. Even when they are playing a little bit lower, they don't suffer. The truth is they are having amazing numbers. Every stat you check defensively, they are very good. They have the spirit also. I suppose when you are in this kind of runs, full of confidence. So we will have to be very good, especially offensively, because at the end is not the amount of time you are on the ball, or no, it's the number of chances you make. It's the most important stat for me, apart from the result, obviously. And it's very difficult to make chances, to have clear chances against them. So we will have to be clinical, because the way they've played all the season, we will not have the number of shots and chances we've had other games. So we will have to be very good in front of the goal, because they don't give you a lot.
Do you have to be wary of the way they start games as well? Because in their last 22 matches, they've scored the first goal 18 times. So fast starts, high intensity from the beginning, very much like yourself.
Yeah, I think also we talked about this before playing Newcastle, no? Are teams that they start very strong. Also, when they score the first goal, it is difficult to turn the game against them. We managed to get a point in the last moment against them in the away game, but I think it's important always to start strong, to win the first duels, to have the first chances. I think a big part of the Newcastle game was our first. Overall we played very well, but first, 10-15 minutes were very, very good from our side, and we will try to do it again against a team that is used to start strong, score first, then play even like strengthening their counter, their how they attack the spaces. But if they score first, also we'll have to adapt, and we cannot give up. But it's true that it's going to be important who scores first.
And just finally for me, some team news. Obviously, I know you're a wafer-thin squad at the moment. You've got 9-10 injuries. Have you got anyone coming back that you didn't have against Newcastle?
The only player that has started training with the group is Tavernier, Marcus Tavernier. But I don't know if we are going to have him tomorrow. We will have to decide, yes, we will have to decide. Even if we put him on the bench, maybe we don't use, I don't know what we are going to do with him. But he's the only player that really has started training with the group.
And no other fresh injuries? Everyone else is okay?
No, everyone else is okay, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Given the form Newcastle were in, given the injuries you are still battling with, was that performance and win at Newcastle the best since you've been here?
I think so, yes. Yes, if I have to say, I think it's probably the best game we've played. Yes, here in this. I remember very good games, but probably with all the circumstances, with how Newcastle were coming from, how they were playing, and how all the game happened, I think it's probably yes.
Managers all over the Premier League and beyond, they're all complaining about fatigue and injuries, but they're not putting teams out who are performing the way Bournemouth are at the moment. So how are you doing this?
I think it's merit of the players especially, and I truly believe it. I think they are keeping their ambitions, they are not taking the easy excuses, and they are looking at it in a positive way, in the sense of okay, what do we need to do now? Where do you need me to play? Where I am tired, but I think I can give you another 10 minutes. Or I start to get tired, and I think everyone is being quite honest and is understanding what the team needs, and is making us still very strong. And I hope we continue like this, because it's true that we have injuries, but it's true also that we have some players that are finishing the games very, very strong, with their physical level still very good. So they give us reasons to be positive.
To get so much out of players, managers, sometimes it's because they just have a way of instilling confidence and making players feel like they want to run through walls, that they can run through walls. Other times it's because the players are terrified of the managers. Are you a scary manager? Are they scared of you?
I don't think so. It doesn't look like this. I think the keys that we have, the main keys that we have, is like Forest. The main thing is obviously Nuno for sure is doing a great job, but the main thing is that we have good players. And normally when you have good players, good things happen. No, it's not enough, because we see in the Premier League that is always difficult, but I think if we are talking about us, about Forest, you see the players that are starting games, and I think they all have a very good level.
You love an open game. Forest like the exact opposite. How do you put them in a position that they don't want to be in?
It's going to be a fight, I think, because we, as you said, we like one type of game, they like another type of game. And I hope we can play the game we want, but even if we play the game that Forest wants, I hope we still are competitive and we still can win the game, even if it's not the exact game where we are more comfortable. No? I think we've done it this season before against other opponents, and I think it's going to be difficult because they have good players. We know their strengths, but you see their midfield. They are playing Gibbs White, Elliot Anderson, Nico Dominguez, players that are very good on the ball, and it's not easy to take the ball from them. It's true that they don't have a big amount of possession, because they go direct and they are good. It doesn't mean that they are not good on the ball. They are very, very good on the ball. They have very high quality. The fullbacks very offensive. So it's if you are not very, very prepared, it's going to be a difficult afternoon, because they've shown it in the highest level. Yes.
And does Chris Wood offer a different challenge to most other centre forwards?
Yes, he's a classical number 9, and he's a goal scorer. He's very valuable for them. He gives them a lot. Because even obviously his aerial threat is big. He wins a lot of first balls, but also he can attack the spaces, and he's the first one to defend, to help them in their shape, and he's a very good player. His numbers speak by themselves. No?
And just finally, you've spoken about Lewis Cook many times this season because he's always excellent, but the way he's slotted in at right back, am I right? He'd never played there before. He's making it look very easy. As a former right back, what do you make of what he's doing?
He's performing very well for me. He's someone that has, for me, a not easy to find condition. That is an inside player, that is obviously that he has been playing there, but he's very fast. So normally the inside players, when they go outside, they struggle because they cannot deal with this sprint, this speed of the wingers, and they don't want to lose the middle, no? But he's comfortable there. Even when he plays inside, if he has to follow the half space, we see that he's fast. So I think that's the main reason. He's comfortable playing outside and inside. And this is not a lot of players can do this, because the outside players, you have to be very used to play inside, because you have to playing inside is difficult because the pressure comes from everywhere, and it's opposite. The inside players, they don't have normally the speed, the physical conditions to play outside and deal with Anthony Gordon the other day, or whoever they put as a winger, no? And I think Lou has it, and it's very good for him and obviously for us now in this moment, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.